Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to the Binge Eater podcast. Your boy, the South Spouse. That's me. Got Big Lynch over here. Donnie Duckett's on the ones and twos. Huge episode. Very special episode. Because my grandfather, who I loved, is dead.
Well, my grandfather, too, who I also loved.
Lynch's grandfather also.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to his family.
Shout out to his family. Shout out to me. Lynch.
And me.
I'm going to keep his memory alive by absolutely hitting on every single waitress that comes to my table until the day I die.
Yeah.
And if a guy ever comes to my table, I will ask where are the waitresses.
Yeah.
Just to keep his honor alive.
You should have had a stogie. We should have had stogies ready to go, but it all happened so very quickly. So we would have had more
now that I think back, now that he's dead, I think back, why did he ever post up with you with a cigar?
Yeah, big time.
He was like, yo, here's how you smoke a cigar.
We went and did like a little drive through downtown Montreal one time, and we popped into a little dépanneur, and he picked up a few cigars. And
you're such a suck ass fucking, what a suck ass little cousin move.
Well, okay,
tell people what a dépanneur is.
A dépanneur is just the French word for a corner store.
It's a 7-Eleven pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
But it's called couche-tard. And this video will get flagged because I said couche-tard.
Yeah, don't say that.
Really?
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm joking around, but you know.
But yeah, no, I did. He did show me the cigar smoking ways. So
yeah, I never got that.
No, you were too busy.
Never got that.
You're too busy.
But he did wear an epic mealtime hat.
That's a fire picture. Actually, that's a great picture of him.
That's what killed him. Actually, was that hat.
I got there. He has posted up epic mealtime hat and a cigar.
Jesus, he looks
Crazy.
like George Burns.
Shout out to him, man.
Dude, he was like going to the gym 6 years ago. He was like at the gym. I'd go to Monster Gym and I'd see him there fucking killing it. I went in the back once and he was butt naked. First time I saw his, it was 6 years ago. And I got in the back. I'm like, what are you doing? And he was like, rah, there. And I'm like, yeah, but don't like walk around like that. Like do your thing. Like save getting naked for when you're going to switch to,
Yeah.
to town. He was like, what do I care?
He would have been a good guest because he fucks with he's like a binge eater. Like he's the right guy. Like this guy like loves hamburgers, the most greasiest hamburgers you can possibly imagine.
Yeah, I was thinking about him. Like, what do I think about him? I'm like, oh, cigars, burgers. But listen, hey, you guys are probably tired of our dead grandfather. So I just wanted to say a big shout out to Sid.
Yeah. We love you.
Yeah, cool guy. Donnie, you got any words? You met him before.
Yeah.
He hit you. No, imagine.
No,
that's what he did to his wife. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
He tried. I blocked it.
Yeah.
You blocked it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
You know
good
what type
at
of guy he is? If he did go to hit you, and you blocked it, he's the type of guy to go with the other hand to your balls. You know that guy.
That
right?
is true. Yeah.
You know that guy.
Yeah, I know that guy. I'm talking to him right now.
Hey, you know where I got it. Hey.
You guys can't see it. Donnie is shedding a tear. That's why he's at a loss of words. So we'll leave it at that.
I'm verklempt right now.
I do want to transition to something that I saw that just piqued my interest in the funniest way was your boy, The Rock. He was in an episode, right? We had him in an episode, didn't we?
When you said your boy,
yeah,
I thought of so many boys.
Yeah,
yeah, I bet you did.
Like you said your boy, and I was like Derek,
yeah,
Keemstar, Dead Zadie,
Schwarzenegger.
Like I had a lot of boys.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. No, think about this boy, your Rock. Your Rock.
Your Rock.
Your Rock.
Our Rock.
Yeah. But he
Rock with the Rock.
I actually saw this live. I caught this live. I just like happened to be scrolling and I saw the video of him going to In-N-Out, being like, this is my first time at In-N-Out, and he's having this whole interaction. He's like, I'm so cool. People are so amazed that he's there. And I'm like, wow, this is such a funny lie. And then I just moved on with my life. I just didn't.
They're
think
like,
about
wow, that was the thing. His lie is
Fat
he was
little
like,
lies, bro.
He's like, I went to the In-N-Out for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And people are like, whoa, you never been? Like that's like a whole thing.
Yeah. And it's I guess it like gets you probably 20% more engagement or something. Like I don't really understand. I was trying to figure out the motivation after the fact, but in my head I just went right by.
Remember when we first passed 7 million subscribers on Epic Mealtime, we ended up dropping below 7 million subscribers at one point. And then we passed it again. We celebrated it again with another video.
That's true.
And then we dropped past, and then we did. I think we celebrated 7 million subscribers.
We did a lot, yeah.
Times, yeah,
a few times, yeah.
But I remember this. There's a guy that used to be on Epic Mealtime always said this about a couple of things. One, he was like, I never had a Big Mac before. And I remember having a special, like a bit before Epic Mealtime, I remember hanging out with him. And he's like, I never had a Big Mac before. And I was like, you got to, dude. And I was there with him like for his first Big Mac. So I remembered. And then I remembered him like later telling people like, oh, I never had a Big Mac. And I was there and I was like, you did, but I'm going to let him have this, I guess, like, you know.
Yeah.
Live
He's,
that world.
he's
Yeah.
used to his life being like, I never had it. What's it like? But I saw it. And then I remember being out and him telling people and someone got him a Big Mac. And they're like, you got to. And he tried it. And I was there. I was like, how is it? Is it unforgettable? Is it an unforgettable taste? But then I remember after him saying it, me being like, no, you've had it. You've had it before. You've had it. And another time I heard him caught him once saying that he never had bubble gum. He said he's had gum that's like breath gum, like XL or whatever, but he never had bubble gum.
Okay.
And I was there and I wasn't having that. I was like, no, that's not true.
Which is a bad angle.
I
Not
heard
a
you
good
say you
angle.
didn't have a Big Mac 3 times and saw you have a Big Mac 3 times. I'm not even going to entertain this bubble gum nonsense. I know your fucking ass was Hubba Bubba in 1999.
For
Don't
sure.
play with me, boy.
Read those comics.
This
Yeah.
is like an I think you should leave sketch almost, where this guy just keeps on saying he never tried something, so people buy it for him. Like
That's
it's,
a good angle. That's a good
yeah,
angle
forward.
for it.
it's a,
Yeah.
that's
Now the Big Macs cost $10. I mean, it could be a good move, but
So The Rock said he
55
never
bubble
had.
gums, 55 Big Macs.
That's an ugly ass episode.
Yeah.
Bubble gums. Do you rock with The Rock though?
well,
Do you rock
I,
with The Rock? Because he said he
he's-
went to the In-N-Out, but he's already been to In-N-Out. He said it was his first time.
I don't care. It's a very like stupid lie. I just the motivations are interesting to me because I guess the internet did what it always does and uncovered that he's lying, which is
Like in
almost-
August 2022, he had posted like all these In-N-Out double doubles, and he was like, "This is my cheat meal,"
Yeah.
and he had his own tequila in the shot also.
Well, he's just he kind of you know what
This was last year, dude, bro. This is last year.
You know what? Like The Rock is this amazing person, but
Calm down.
that's what
Relax.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I
That's
don't know about that.
that's what I don't like about him is that he's
So
like
you want to fuck him?
no, he
Clearly?
gives me like Xerxes and 300 vibes. Like he's too
Xerxes was hot.
that no, but he's too.
Xerxes was like 9 foot, bro.
This
He
guy's
had
like
men
too
carrying him.
prolific. He's like too prolific.
But you
I
know
don't
what
wanna
it
see
calls
The
into
Rock.
I think it calls into question something a bit more like a worse lie, I would say, which is the whole like he has his
Natty, but
production.
he's not on roids. Oh,
Well, no, that one. Come on, we know he's lifetime natural. That one I believe, but
too.
he said his production company, which is called $7 Production, and the story behind it is such a clean story. I also never believed this story too, but I'm gonna let it ride. I was like, I'm not gonna call this into question. But he's like,
That's what
I was
mean.
down to my
Gets
last
away with
seven.
anything.
My last $7, and then my life turned around. Kind of like he had like a nice story. Like it was a very clean, neat
Yeah.
story to match the title of his production company. It was made you feel good. You're like, wow, what a come up. $7. Like imagine having $7. You can't even buy a fucking Big Mac or an In-N-Out, or maybe an In-N-Out, but and he succeeded from there, and now he's worth like, you know,
but what did he do with the $7 though?
he
Like,
made
before he had
$150
$7,
million, I
But
guess.
before he had $7, he had like $8.
Right.
also. At
Exactly.
what point
Yeah.
was he like, this is the $7?
But people
Like,
love that.
What
People
did
love
he
that
buy
shit.
with that though?
No,
no,
I-
it's true. You know, Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
Square
Enix?
Soft, no
Square Enix?
SquareSoft. That's what they were called, SquareSoft back then.
Okay.
I believe it was their last game. They were
Mm-hmm.
like, this is the last one. We don't have another shot. We're going to close up our whole company if this one's not a banger. This is our Final Fantasy. Something along those lines. Japanese, though, maybe the translate. I don't know. But anyways, that's how that name came to be.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly. But then again, I kind of like seeing things on Twitter and just talking on the podcast like it's true.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'd like to see fucking Elon Musk community notes. Meet me out here
yeah.
in the audio world.
We never said we were telling the truth. We're just giving you
We're speaking
our
the truth.
opinions. Yeah, that's
Speaking
true.
the truth and telling the truth aren't the same thing.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
That's why that people keep switching it up. They're moving the goalposts. Now it's all about speaking your truth.
Oh,
Be like, I'm not here to tell you guys the truth. I'm here to speak my truth.
how bad would this podcast be if we only spoke our own truths this entire time?
Technically, bro.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
we do. That's how everyone does it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about speaking truth?
I'm not done with The Rock yet.
Okay, keep going.
I just want to know, like, because the guy, he was he had the belt. Like I was in on everything. And I feel like ever since Black Adam, even before that, it's kind of been on a steady decline in terms of your, wanting to go see whatever The Rock is doing.
Yeah, agreed.
And I wonder, like what is he did this for clout? Like he got in and out because he's like, oh, I need to get more
just
engagement.
Post.
Just cause?
Just
how often do you lie in your posts?
He thought he was. He thought he was. Well, the other day, how often do I lie? The other day on Snapchat, Harley plays on Snapchat. I show my dick there sometimes.
Okay.
The other day on Snapchat, I posted like me going to the gym and stuff, and then my after gym picture was like 8 months ago.
Oh, that's a sick thumbnail. You did a good thumbnail.
Yeah, and I was like, still tighten up. Tighten up. It's not even me. I had to cut like at my eyebrows because you'd see my ponytail otherwise, and I don't have long hair anymore.
That's so good.
I lie. Yeah, and I don't mean to pull back the thin veneer of douchebag influencer lifestyle, bro, but they all lie. Your favorite fucking YouTubers there, Lynch, who? Liar. Some fucking guy that plays Frolf.
Not David Dobrik. He wouldn't be a liar. Come on. He only tells the truth.
Athlete.
You can't even say his name. Actually, we got to cut that. You can't even say David's name like that.
The thing about The Rock, though.
Lifetime Natural. Yeah.
The thing about The Rock.
That one, I believe.
I was never down with Black. I don't even like.
Whoa.
What? Black Adam. Hold on. What? No, you'll see once I tell you what are my thoughts. You'll see that in fact it's the opposite of the joke that you're laughing at right now. I thought
you want a blacker Adam.
Yes, I saw The Rock playing Black Adam, and I was like, he is not black enough.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's what I say every
Black
time
Adam
I see The Rock.
should be the blackest.
Yo, speaking of,
anyways, I don't like DC movies that much.
Speaking of the
shows.
blackest, I caught a couple of episodes of What If for the first time. Marvel's What If there on
season
Disney.
1 or season 2?
Season 1. Season 1. And then I saw episode 2, which was What If Black Panther was Star-Lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I watched it.
Honestly, I love this fucking show. I've been out of superhero shit since Avengers. Like I like all
but the animated
movies.
Stuff always feels different kind of.
It does. And so does like Loki, for example. Like I watched Loki, even though I wasn't really
Loki season 2.
Season 2. Did you get
High
it?
key, I never watched season 2.
You were clowning it for a long time. Did you actually watch Loki season 2?
I watched season 1 and loved it. I admittedly never watched season 2 just because I don't watch anything anymore. But
you're a hater.
I caught a couple of episodes.
Me and
of
this
What
guy
If.
share some video accounts, and I'll go on sometimes, and I'll see him like 20 minutes into some movie, and I'm like, "Nice try, buddy." That was never the call. I was like, I don't even want to hear the conversation for this movie. 1998 Ethan Hawke ass fucking romance shit. The fuck out of here, bro. Go watch Avatar 2. Hey,
still haven't seen that either.
You're a fucking call me prick. Avatar's fucking sick, and you should be watching the second one at 120 hertz on your fucking TV that you got at Costco or Best Buy, bro. You think I give a fuck? Do you rock with The Rock? Do you rock with The Rock?
I have and no longer.
Lynch, W or L for The Rock. Do you rock with The Rock? W or L?
I like that.
I'll give The Rock an L.
Donnie, why are you out on him?
Donnie doesn't like people that are too strong.
No, after you went on Joe Rogan and kind of
he's such a muscle hater.
I'm not a muscle hater.
Guys, thought you're picturing Donnie wrong. Donnie has his own muscles a little bit.
That's what I'm like respecting is that like he's a disciplined kind of dude like that. But like I don't know, I haven't loved any of his work really.
What?
Really, you never loved the People's Elbow? You fucking
that's crazy. Yeah,
maniac.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
You really don't smell, eh?
Yeah, you don't smell.
I don't smell.
Okay.
All right, I'm back in. No,
come on.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't.
You're right. He hates Jack dudes, eh? You're right, Harley. That's actually what it is. I'm reading it right. I can see if you saw his face right now. That's all it's reading.
Donnie's type of guy to walk with a girl on a date. Donnie's type of guy to walk with a girl on a date, and like a jacked guy walks by, and no one even said anything, and like 30 steps later, it's safe distance. Donnie's like, that guy's for sure on steroids. You know that, right? Like, that's not natural.
I feel like you're describing yourself right now.
No, because I'd walk by. I walk by that guy, and I'd be like, "Uh-oh, I'd step on the side of the sidewalk. I'm like, "Watch it, we got a thick boy coming through." And then I'd look at my girlfriend. I'm like, "Oh, I bet he's on roids. That's sick. Do you want me to suck him? Don't make me suck him." Eesh. No, that never happened. I never did that. I never sucked.
Oddly specific. No, I was like, it's funny. I'll be standing with my girlfriend and there'll be some jack guy and I'm like, look at this guy. And she'll like look at him and she's like, yeah, he's big. I'm like, but it's really about the calves right now. Taking the calves. That's what that's my thing. She's like, wow, that guy's
very Johnny
huge.
drama.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude. So that's what's hilarious is that I'm watching fucking Entourage for the first time. I didn't watch it when it was new. And now I'm watching it kind of ironically. Out of all the things that I watch, I've been like dedicated.
It's an very easy watch episode to episode.
That's it. I've been
Plus, we have that same thing that ever since you pointed out, I agree, that when you watch something and you see like Nissan Maximas from 2001, it's a very nostalgic, comforting road to see and whatever's going on in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Entourage and I don't know, this is like such a dead reference that probably no one in our audience will even relate to, but I'm fucking drama, dude. In that crew, I am 100% drama and it bothers me.
What do you mean, bro? I'm the fucking washed up brother. I'm fucking drama.
But here's the worst part is at the time I'm drama, but I'm dressed like Turtle.
You know, the thing about, by the way, guys listening, Entourage, never watched it either. I did hit up Donnie like a couple months ago. I was like, you got to put on Entourage because it's so funny in a bizarro way, in the sense that if you imagine it made today, it's fun because all the things that they thought were cool is like hilarious.
Hilarious
It's not
to us now.
It's hilarious. And everything that they thought was funny is perfectly cringe, that it's enjoyable.
In the moment, I watched it in the moment, or I was like a season or two behind. And I remember specifically the person, I had like a buddy who we got into the show together and watched it. Like we would just get blazed and sit on the couch and watch Entourage for like hours at a time.
Can't believe my cousin's gay.
And he had this one friend who was like, you know, like back then he had like this one buddy who was like kind of like annoyed. He's like, yo, why aren't we going to the club? Or like, he's like, oh, we're gonna blaze and watch Entourage. He's like, what is this stupid fucking show? And I think it was at a time when shows were like still, it wasn't what it is now.
No,
the Sopranos didn't come and fuck everyone up and be like, TV could be like movie.
Yeah, he was like, you losers watching this TV show. You're like, bro, you don't get it. Like, E's about to fuck this 10 on 10 girl right now, and like, it's so sick. And Vinny's about to be the most famous guy in Hollywood.
He thinks you're watching like Seventh Heaven or Two.
Some type of like after school special or like, you know.
I thought that. I looked at Entourage and I was like, you think I want to watch a show about a fucking bunch of friends that like don't even smoke as much weed as I do?
Exactly.
I don't know. I'd be like, I'm gonna play Halo. Sorry,
they should
I'm not gonna watch a show.
They should redo it with
an influencer.
Yeah, that's like the easiest thing. I think you said that. It's like the easiest thing to do.
True Detective, that shit. Like make another season with different actors and a similar type story and just call it like season 2.
Season 2.
They already did the movie.
Like American Horror Story or something.
Yeah. So you know Costco, they got those hot dogs for $1.50, and I did hear this a while back. But the original Costco founder was like never changed the price.
Yeah.
And when they got a new owner, he was like, if you change the price of the hot dog, I'll fucking kill you.
Best quote
and
ever.
They went and
that's a quote, by the way.
They even produce their own hot dogs now and stuff just to keep the price at $1.50. You guys like those hot dogs? That big fat fucking kosher beef hot dog at Costco?
I don't even think it's kosher beef anymore. I think it's
there's two.
Well, they are
ones.
beef hot dogs.
There's two different ones, right? You could get the German sausage one, or you could.
That doesn't count. That's chill. But he's not $1.50 though.
Yeah, it is. It is. $1. They're the same.
Okay. Yeah. Every time I get the beef hot dog, it's almost like this happens when I get a stack of pancakes. Halfway through, I'm like, oh, I don't want this at all. Like a hot dog has the fat, like a big hot dog, not like a steamy little Quebec bad boy. I could fucking pop those down like, eesh. But like a real
like
big,
a ballpark
$1.50 Costco hot dog. Every time, like 75% of the way through, I'm like, oh, so much fucking mustard now. It's been all this, the whole way down. It's so.
You know what's funny? I don't take the drink. When I get that hot dog and they give me the cup, I'm like, keep the cup.
It's free.
I don't want sugar water
That's some fucking weird ass shit, bro. I'd rather you just take the drink and throw it in the garbage.
Yeah,
full
give it
up
to your
the
friend.
top.
I don't want to. I don't want
Drop
to
it off at Harley's house, man. Like, at least let him have the drink.
I don't want to
Come
waste
on.
the cup and the lid, and I'm just like, keep it.
Wow.
I'm literally not going
So
to drink
bring
it.
the
Captain
top
Sable
home
over
and
here.
fucking
Yeah.
grow mushrooms in it or something.
Yeah,
It's
gotta be
fucking,
used for it.
It's paper.
It's $1.50. Bring me those cups.
Yeah.
You bring those cups to me.
Find Harley.
I like that he's laying threats down.
Those cups. You like that? What?
I like that this guy's threatening the CEO. That's like the funniest part.
Yeah, he said he'll
about it.
kill him.
He'll kill him.
He's like, I'll fucking kill you.
Like, you
That's-
can go to jail for that.
That's
Like,
Ari
news.
Gold talk.
I don't really mess with the hot dog there. I'm more of like a chicken fingers
No,
and fries.
I love the
pizza.
poutine. Poutine is great.
Yeah,
The
pizza,
fries are
pizza's
great.
good.
Yeah, the
Oh.
pizza's good. No, the pizza's good there.
The pizza is good there. Very
So
cheesy.
it's funny. You were saying you get the hot dog and 75% of the way through, you're like, why? I'm the opposite. It's like I never really do, and then I get it, and I'm like, this is good. Like I'm halfway through, and I'm like, I'm happy I made this decision. When I get to the point where I'm eating that hot dog, I'm always happy I did it.
You're like, wow, so happy to have this big greasy cylinder of meat in
Yeah.
my
Lazy king
throat.
over here,
That's fucking sus, bro. No, I like. I too want sometimes like a big hunky. I want the hot dog. I want it when I get. I'm like, I fucking love this hot dog every time, and then I get to 75% every time. I'm like, no, I don't. Pancakes, same thing. Pancakes. I'm like, yo, I could fucking kill a stack of pancakes. I get halfway through. I was like, why don't I have eggs here also? Why'd I just get pancakes?
No, that's crazy. That's a crazy take on pancakes. Pancakes are easy to go down.
No, you should see me with French
Pancakes?
toast, bro. I'll
Yeah.
fucking put those in a ball and goof them.
French toast with some nice onions.
If you look in that tweet, if you look in that tweet, if you look at the first
What tweet, bro? What tweet?
the one that you were just looking at to get your information, the one about the utterance of threats about the hot dog. If you look in the first like reply,
Oh, there is a tweet for that?
yeah,
oh,
or an X. There was an X from there.
Oh, yeah, this whole thing was a tweet. That's right, yeah.
If you go to the
Oh, you
bottom-
did, yeah, because you said tweet instead of X. So I
X.
didn't know you're
Is it X? Is that what you call
I
it?
think
You
it's
go,
a post.
I'm Xing. I'm Xing
it's
right now.
honestly, it's so crazy. It's almost like with Prince when he made it X. It's like we all have to say X and Twitter now.
Yeah.
It's just like
Well, no, we have to always. We should be saying it's X, formerly known as Twitter. Like,
well,
they do
that's what
everywhere else.
I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's
It's
what I'm
always
saying.
the-
It's
but no,
kinda-
eventually that's got to end. They got to stop this nonsense.
well, I think
No, they got it's X.
I
If you
think
still go,
under-
it still opens up twitter.com, though.
I
No, you
think
can't-
under
you can't drop
Elon
that.
Musk, we might actually see it just kind of fuck off, kind of like MySpace,
No,
No way, pal.
no way.
bro.
No way,
It's
pal.
too powerful.
It's too
unfortunately.
Might as well
powerful.
make a fucking account. You could keep running from Twitter. You're just going to be tired. when
I
they repost
had an
you, bro.
account for years, and I actually deleted it probably like 2 or 3 years
Facebook
ago.
literally tried to do this. They tried to come in dead Twitter. They're like, "Oh, Twitter is down, man. Look at this." And they dropped threads, and I haven't heard a single person have a meaningful conversation on threads yet. No one's been like, "Yo, look at
I
this
go on
thread."
Instagram. and once a day, Instagram's like, here's a thread you might like, and it's like a person I don't know, and it's showing me a preview of their thread on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they're always like, the thing about Gaza and Israel is and I'm like, I'm not clicking that, buddy. Hey.
Donnie,
Remember-
you got to think about how much Twitter is on TV, like how much it's used as a reference point.
Right.
You
For
got to
but-
think about how much TV is on Twitter.
I think
That's
it could become something else easier than you're making it out. We could all migrate so easily. But Harley, do you remember years ago,
Years ago.
I made a fucking Twitter called Prick Biggest, and I would just peruse random posts making really mean. I was basically trying to sort of imitate what Anthony Jeselnik was doing on Twitter, because I feel like I had a penchant for saying fucked up things.
I think I remember even speaking to you, being like, bro, you're super mean and funny when you're being mean. You should go be mean to random people online. If you really thought about cyberbullying as a profession.
Yeah, no, you came to me a few times and you were like, "We got
I
to get
did come
you."
to you a few times you don't even know about. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah, when I was asleep, you're standing over me, heavily breathing.
That was what I was implying.
Yeah, you came to me a couple of times and you were like, we gotta roast. There was a time where you came to me and you were like, I gotta get you on Roast Me on Reddit.
Oh yeah.
And I went and did.
How'd that go?
And it was funny. Amir also was like, dude, you got to do this. It went pretty well, actually. I got when I did go in, I got a few like real bangers that got enough attention, but it's just I never really got the formula right to like go on a post that was going to get popular enough versus a post that's already so popular that your comment's not being seen.
Yeah, it's half the game.
Yeah, so I never got that down, and then eventually I just sort of lost
You
interest.
got to be terminally online for that.
Yeah, it's a
But
frequency thing. You got to just be sorting through new and firing them off at everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I did that too. It affects the quality a little bit.
And also, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you have a job.
Exactly.
It's
I'm
like-
working. Exactly. It was
He's like
that
working.
too.
He's like, hold on. I need to think of a really witty remark here within
that-
5 seconds.
That
as soon
was
as
what
this
was
is posted.
happening. Is that I was doing jobs and then sitting in my truck and just like ruining people's lives in between calls.
No, but they asked for it, though.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
You might do your best work at that time because you're all pissed off anyways. You're all
but
like,
here's
mad.
the thing. Here's the thing.
too
Is like
mean.
they ask for it, and then when they delete their post after your fucking comments getting mad upvotes, you start to think like, oh, maybe.
You hurt them.
Well, clearly, right? When they delete it.
Cut too deep.
Yeah, you're like, dude, they rock with the rock.
Yeah. No, I
So this brings us to a really cool, awesome segment of the podcast. Fucking crazy people at McDonald's.
Yo, that's the
Because
craziest.
yeah, you put a couple here for us. One, this pastor accused of trying to push a McDonald's cook's head into the deep fryer for disrespecting his wife. Basically, his wife was like, "Yeah, this guy at this McDonald's fucking with me," and the pastor came in and like punched him in the face a couple times, tried to put his head into the deep fryer. Now,
time.
what's really funny about this is I saw this on Reddit, and the top comment,
Yeah.
it's great. The pastor became a fryer.
Oh.
Yeah, that person was ready with that.
He
huh?
ate, bro.
Yeah.
He ate, left no crumbs. I
don't
fucking ate.
There's not enough like deep
Black-
fryer kills in movies. Like whenever I've always wanted to do an epic mealtime
Watchmen.
horror flick. We need more of it. Like there needs to be
Watchmen.
more deep frying going on.
There was a deep fryer kill in Watchmen, and it ended up being a huge fight in my circle of friends.
Why?
Entirely my fault, though, because I am
Classic.
that person that will
Classic.
fight everyone.
Thank God it wasn't in Star Wars, and we would still be hearing about it right now. For fuck's sake. Anyways, continue.
But
I got a lot of-
that's
I got
why
a lot
no
of
one-
baggage
That's why no one talks to you about Star Wars.
I got a lot of baggage with
That's
the Star
all- yeah,
Wars.
we
debate,
know.
But,
We
let me
know.
just. I'll let that sit there and continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, so we saw Watchmen, and Rorschach's in prison, and at one point he takes like the deep fryer thing, and it's filled, and he splashes it in a guy's face, burning hot oil, and the guy's like, ah, and then they say like they're like he died in the hospital the next day or something.
Yeah.
And when I left the theater, I was like, that was sick. Someone was like, nah, it's not that good. And I was like, no, you didn't like the movie? And they're like, bad, no. And I was like, oh, how come? And they were like, well, first of all, it's bullshit that guy died from the
that was their
deep fryer.
takeaway from Watchmen. They're like, that's the first take they
Well,
had.
no, we were talking deeper and deeper, but that was like a thing that stuck out to them that they did bring up pretty early.
Was this like a reader? Was this a person that came in knowing Watchmen?
This is peak fucking Zack Snyder era. We all read it before going in.
Right.
Like we all were like, bro, if you don't read this, like don't
have
even
to.
come with us.
Come on,
Don't even like if you're not gonna read it, don't even come with us, bro.
that's a gateway into like all types of other.
Yeah.
That's why I
Mainly
do coke now.
300 and Vendetta.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, that kill, and I was like, that would kill him, and he was like, no, it wouldn't. And I was like, what are you talking about? Now the thing is, this person was older than me, more educated in like this person was literally in biology. This
I know
person
this
was
is, yeah.
becoming a scientist.
This would be
Oh.
the person you fight with. Yeah.
So this put me on in a bad, like this gave me no credibility.
But like,
In
what
this
does
debate-
being a major in biology have to do with fucking anything? You're debating.
Well,
the kill.
I-
He's
Fine.
like, I know how the body works and what kills
Exactly.
the body better than you. I go to the school for the body.
That's
Do you go
right
to
at
school
that
for
age.
body?
That's right at that age when you're in like higher education that you start thinking you know everything or that you're better than people that don't know what you know.
Yeah, he was like, okay, monkey teacher, man.
I was like,
If
I'm
I
a
want to
pro-
know
I'm a
how to
professional.
stack, he was like, if I want to know how to stack the blocks high enough in grade 1, I'll ask you, okay? Or if
I
I
wanna
need
know how to
help
run the
finger
track.
painting.
I used to like fight with people on Xbox Live, being
But
like,
Harley,
I
you're a
can
prof-
solder.
you're a
I don't care if you can beat me on this. It's electronic, which means I rule it.
You're a professional at being right. So what, you for sure thought you were right. You were like, nah.
Yeah, of course. I was like, no, you're wrong.
Okay.
And I was like, also, this is like me. I'm like 22 or 23. So he's like, yeah, dude, like you don't know anything. I'm going to be a scientist. And I'm like, bro, that makes it worse for you. That actually makes it worse. The fact that you are educated and me, I'm telling you that the oil could kill him is fucked. You're actually a stupid person. And now it's like, but that was the energy.
You're betraying your entire education.
It got heated.
Everyone's energy was always like that, you know?
Yeah.
And the problem with me is I wouldn't just be like, okay, agree to disagree. We could even it could be like, it could simmer down and maybe like we're smoking or something. And we'll be chilling and I'll be like, look at you. Sitting there probably still fucking thinking that oil in your face wouldn't kill you. And it's like 40 minutes later and everyone, the vibes chill. And I'm like, look at him. What? Do you agree? I'm looking at other people that are smaller than both of us. I'm like, do you agree? Who do you agree? And they're like, hey, listen, I don't know. And I'm like, you do though. If you don't know, you're an idiot also. Pick a fucking side. But I was 22, man. Come on, dude. Everyone was fucking hyped up there.
Yeah, listen, I chose me and that person you're talking about. I assume was the person that I got in an absolute fight with and threw each other over the couch.
You guys were like kaiju. Like you're like Godzilla and King Kong in that basement fucking smashing.
Yeah, we were smashing shit for sure. And it was over the controller, I think.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Bro, me and you one time, like you were sitting in a chair and got up and I sat in the chair or something and you came over, you're like, that's my chair. And I'm like, right, you got up. And then like instantly in a millisecond, we're both up. We have like our hands on each other's collars and our other hand back here. So it's like a fucking Michael Jackson Beat It thing. It's like, we're like, we have one hand loaded and we're holding ourselves here. And it's like trying to get the slaps in.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage when you're, that's the right age, 20, when you're saying there. I'm like, those are definitely the age where we could be fighting instead of just having a civil.
Well, it's everything's kind of intense. Your opinion's becoming so important to you because you're like, no, now I know that this is important because I'm 23, not fucking around anymore.
Yeah, you could you could be like, it could be with your best friend and you guys are like chilling the whole time, and then you're like out smoking or something and you go to speak and you maybe misspeak a word. You're like, yeah, I completely forgot. I completely forgot.
And everyone's like
and then like you're like 18 and stoned, so you're sitting there in the basement now and like you're looking at your friends. You're like, fuck these guys, man. I fucking thought they were fucking they disrespect me like that in front of there's like bro, there's a girl there.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah,
dude, let me tell you something, Lynch, about Donnie. If we were the boys hanging around and I saw a girl approaching, my first thought is like, I'm trying to guess who the weakest is here that's going to get murked as soon as this girl comes over to say what's up. She's like maybe coming over to say, or like at a party or something, and like a girl approaches, Donnie turns to the first fucking person, slaps their books out of their hands or something, like pushes them. And he's like, look at this bitch. Not like me.
Yeah, I'm strong. I'm cool. Smoking my cigarette over here.
Yeah, that's actually him. But you're pretty casual about it. Now it's like 25 years later and people have like fucking motorcycles. They're like, does Donnie have a motorcycle? I bet he doesn't.
You know what's concerning about this whole topic?
There's definitely people crossing my name off lists with lipstick.
Sure. What's concerning about this conversation is that everything you described is completely accurate.
I'm so sorry.
That age,
I don't want to interrupt, but I have to. What he's saying about. Oh, actually, I can't even share this. Never mind.
Now people want to know.
Leave that in.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that in for you.
It was a reference to a
Tuna
movie.
next week.
It was a reference to a movie. It was. Do you remember the movie Crash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which one?
When Matt Dillon he's the cop and he goes to save the black girl from the burning car, but he was already racist to her and sexually abused her. She's like, no, not you, not you. I just imagine in the future, like someone in a high intensity scenario and Donnie saving them. and it's someone that he
Yeah,
bullied,
yeah,
and they're like, not you, not you.
They're like, how dare you? What I was gonna say is everything you described is accurate. About being
Black
like,
Adam's
young.
not black enough. Oh.
No. Well, sure. But like that's what the concerning part about the when the red pill movement was coming up, and you're like, and I always like had some grace with young people. I'm like, okay, like if you're 18 or 17, like you're just stupid, like in many ways, and it's like, but you're also much like you're saying, like you lose your shit, you get mad about dumb things, like you think you know everything, blah blah blah. That was the concerning part, is that now everyone like was being influenced by this, and I'm like, is this going to ruin a generation, or are they just going to become 30 and not be that way? And I can't decide which way it was going to go.
It depends on how their career goes. Like, I wonder, like, here's the thing. Like, when Epic Mealtime happened, I already had taught for a year, but I like to put myself in the shoes that what if it happened 5 years earlier. And then I was a big YouTuber without having a career before that. And then let's say the views never dropped off or anything and they kept growing. That mentality would stick. And like you could get worse. I could see how you could become a worse person. When Epic Mealtime happened, I already had put in time, like going to school and working a job. And I kind of knew what it takes in the real world. A little tiny bit I knew. So I feel like I was realistic, and I met other YouTubers and I would see them from a mile away and I'd be like, oh, he's fucked in the head. This person like lives and breathes views.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for it, but that person is the type of person that could be very successful at it. And, you know,
for sure. There's a lot of psychopaths at the top of it's you can perform really high at things if you stop caring about other things that make you human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you hyper focus on performance, you can gain a lot but you're also losing many things.
Yeah. So I think like what I have like there are scenarios where I could have definitely been a disaster. But even then, having said that, there were still times when I was like 25 and, you know, some strangers trying to tell me something. And I'm like, the fuck you saying to me, bro? I upload every fucking Tuesday, get 2 million views a pop. I'm fucking rolling in this internet points bullshit. You're going to fucking talk to me about an upload schedule? The fuck out of my face. Donnie, bring me a baggie. Break some shit up right now. Put it in the microwave so it's dried up. I don't want none of that wet stuff. It makes my nose all tickly. And then I snort glass with the boys.
That's so specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a weird mind fuck, because like it is weird. I imagine being 17, which is what's happening now, is like the sort of the kids are becoming famous or finding clout online. It's like we're even younger, I feel like, you know, because they're like on TikTok. It's like, what kind of fucking mental illness are you gonna have where you're like everyone's telling you how great you are and you're like 15?
That's it.
Like,
the 15-year-old salad top boys that are telling me about
vibe.
Investment planning and
That's
shit.
That's actually my favorite kind of content, is 15-year-olds giving me crypto advice. That's like
I like when they give relationship advice.
Even better. Yes. Oh yeah, I love it. It makes me laugh, but I do feel for them. I'm like, this is it's good for them because you can make money now. Like when you're in high school, like that wasn't an option for us. We had to go work at McDonald's.
I had to sell fucking weed.
Yeah, you had to do. You couldn't just like
chose to.
Yeah, that was your choice. Yeah, exactly.
You have to.
Yeah.
I really wanted that folded up $5 bill in your fucking zipper wallet.
You needed that one.
Those grew up. I got more. I used to get I used to get lunch money, $4 or $5 each day to go spend it for lunch, and I would just take them and tuck them away in my wallet. And so Friday would come after not eating lunch for 5 days. Friday comes, I'm like, 1 3.5 of marijuana, please.
So worth it at that time?
Absolutely, bro. 3.5, like I'm fucking.
A 3.5 was $35 back then, and
guaranteed,
and it weighed 2 grams.
It was like sprayed down and soaking wet.
It was, you would buy 3.5 dimes.
Yeah. That's
remember dimes?
I loved looking at weed and
first of all, it's
like
an eighth.
How much
I'm just going to correct that.
Yeah.
It's an eighth. Stop saying 3.5. That's very much. That's the most Montreal way to refer to it. It's an eighth. Just
I know 3.5
bro,
is Montreal.
tell me Where
I'm
do you
telling
think we are right now?
bro? Listen, we're trying to appeal to a wider audience. Saying 3.5.
Yeah, but
is
not for nothing,
appealing to
bro.
them.
It's
Yeah.
the Montreal inside me is never gonna leave.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Listen, keep saying 3.5. It's more work than saying 8, but okay.
Bro, you think I want to say 3.5? Not
Probably
for nothing. I wish everyone said 8, but tell me,
I'm telling
you got a problem with 3.5?
I do.
Bro,
I say
you need
both.
you need a Laval lamp to fucking tell how much weight you got.
I have to correct a record for one thing because Donnie was trying to.
Whoa, what was I trying?
He was trying to.
Everything I try, I succeed. So
He was
don't
trying to
tell me.
undercut me a little bit, where he's like, "Oh, you're cosplaying as a blue collar worker," and I want to say that at one time I was. I was thinking about it actually. I
you've
woke
been
up in the
thinking
middle of the
about
night
it,
in
eh?
sweats. I woke up in the middle of the night sweating.
Sweating in sweats.
I said, "How dare Donnie say that about me?"
Because it's
on
true.
the podcast because it's not true. I used to change oil for a living, you fuck.
Oh, it's true.
You know, I used to get greasy. I used to get greasy with the greasy boys back in the day, you know.
Yeah, you probably also used to tell people they needed a new air filter when they didn't.
Hell motherfucking yes, we did. That
Yeah,
was big,
that's
man.
I know the episode. I know that game.
That's the number one. That's the number one lie for all those
Yeah.
people out there. They're lying to you.
They're lying to you about your air filter.
Also,
Leave.
also the easy way to burn your arm because not all cars put air filters in the right place. That's for sure. But yeah, Donnie, I just want to correct the record on that. So I'll wait for my apology.
Oh, your collar was blue at one point, right?
It was, and now I am cosplaying. Sure, fair enough. It's a bit of it's like
No,
you know,
but you carry that forward. It's like if you're in the military, I'll let you do the military bro thing afterwards.
yeah,
And if your collar was blue,
it was.
I don't know if
For a
it was
bit.
long enough. Yeah, but
I collected a few paychecks, to say the least.
listen,
Donnie, did you see Avatar?
I saw it with you.
Did you see Avatar 2?
No.
Lynch, you didn't see Avatar 2?
Of course, I did.
You like it?
I have to say, I was okay with it, but I expected more, and that's really tough to say when the guy worked tirelessly on it. But the first one was just to me a great, you know.
It's funny that like Avatar 2 comes out, people are like, yeah, it's okay. And they're like, yeah, it also made more money than like Avengers and Star Wars. And you're like, oh, okay. I don't really know many people that saw it or hyped it up or like, you know, I liked it, but
Is the first one still? Is it still fighting with Endgame or whatever to be number one? Have they settled this debate yet, or has that been broken already? Like, what's up with the records? We need a mirror
it got
on speed dial for
Barbenheimer.
this. I don't think Barbie beat Oppenheimer, which is
no, I asked Amir about a movie. I was like, did you see Poor Things? And he was like, no, I heard it's mediocre. And I was like, oh. And then I went to go see it. And it was so sick. Poor Things is like low-key the actual Barbie movie, for real. It was so Emma Stone is like a scientist Willem Dafoe makes Emma Stone through some weird thing. I don't want to spoil it, but he makes her. And even like when like the first time this other guy meets her, he's like, oh, what a pretty part she is. And Mark Ruffalo's in it, and he's fucking hilarious. He's the funniest character I've seen, and I highly recommend it. But yeah, Amir missed me with that one. He was like,
Avatar's
he's
still
like, I
number
heard
one.
it's not good. He was like, if I'm going to see a movie, I'm going to see Wonka. I was like, okay.
I heard that was bad.
I heard nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, Avatar is
number one still because they were battling out and they're re-releasing it in theaters to try and get Endgame ahead.
If I were Endgame, though, I'd be like, yeah, but bro, I came out literally in 2019. You came out in 2009. Not for nothing. That's like a 10-year difference.
It's interesting, but Avatar: The Way of Water is number 3, which is pretty crazy.
What's really crazy?
The way of the
What's
water.
really crazy is you look at the top 5,
And it's your boy.
and you have a huge Marvel movie, a huge Star Wars movie, and then you have 3 James Cameron movies.
yeah,
Not attached to a pre-existing IP. They're his IP, the Avatar one, and Titanic. So it's like, that's like just the fuck, his boner must be so heavy when it's fully engorged.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree with me?
In his pressure corrected pod.
No comment.
Bro, you fucking, that wetsuit must be so tight on him when he goes scuba diving.
James Cockring.
I
Hey.
can't believe Spider-Man is number 7. Damn.
What are you talking about, bro? It's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man No Way Home. I didn't know it was that popping. So Lion King remake number 9.
Top Gun Maverick's pretty. It's in the top 15. It's just interesting.
I didn't even see the Lion King remake.
Me neither.
I'm seeing all of it now because
You'd think we'd get some more Harry Potter there. I guess no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
That's
one thing, us big dick boys don't give a fuck about Hogwarts, and none of the bitch ass students that go there.
Look at Super Mario. Super Mario's top 20.
I'm not looking at anyone, bro. I'm looking at the future.
I'm looking at Lord of the Rings.
That's move on.
Keep
down,
looking,
buddy.
bro.
Yeah.
Keep
27. 27.
Okay,
That's
where's Harry
embarrassing.
Potter though?
The Fate and the Furious beat it. Iron Man 3 beat it.
Did I tell you guys about the time where I scared away a mentally challenged guy at Lord of the Rings? Did I tell you about that? It was in Vancouver.
Okay. Tell
It's
us.
like 1998 or something. I'm in Vancouver. Lynch, you're at school.
Fellowship.
I have, fellowship. I'm solo.
That's not 98.
My parents made me go to
2000
school when you were in
probably.
town. That's bullshit, dude.
Yeah, it was like one time.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, so 2001. So what is this? This is like 10th grade.
We're 16 years old.
No, grade 9. Yeah, grade 9 for me. I was probably skateboarding in the hallways. Yeah.
So I'm there, and you had something, but I had the day solo. So I went to the movie theater, and your parents hooking it up. They rolled me up a nice little doobie, and they're like, "Here you go, not child of ours." It's like funny. I feel guilty about like feeding someone's dog like half a potato chip.
Mm-hmm.
They're like giving someone else's kid a doobie.
To be fair, we were on the mountains getting after it.
That's true. So I went to the movie theater and I was like just super blazed, like, and also like 2001 blazed. So I'm
Such a
like,
good time. Fuck.
yeah, my brain's like scrambled eggs. And I get into the theater, it's completely empty. I really wanted to see Lord of the Rings very badly. You also didn't give a fuck about Lord of the Rings at all, so it wasn't like you were. Like,
I read
had
the
to
book.
wait for
I was
you.
like, I read the book. What do I need to go see this for?
You right.
And so I went to the movie and I went to like the 5th row and sat right in the middle, and I was like, this is the optimal seating, and I was so baked. And then like I heard like someone coming in, and I looked to the right, and like coming down the aisle, like fucking coming down the aisle, was this guy, and he was like, like he was kind of letting himself fall down, like he was like with his steps, and I was like, oh shit, like I don't want to
An orc.
I don't want this Uruk guy sitting next to me. And he came down, and I guess and he was like, he had his hat. He was like he was like a type. He was like,
I'm picturing like the dude from 30 Rock with the glasses.
like he didn't put his hat on. Someone put it on him.
Right.
That applies to all the clothes. Like he was dressed.
Yeah.
And he
Just
came
draped.
down the aisle, and he was like, like loud, and like he was tripping me out. I was already bad tripping.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, I know my luck, and he's gonna sit next to me, and I can't move. Like I'm like locked into this seat. Like my life is perfect. And he came like bumbling down, and he got to my aisle, and he like turned and looked down, and he was like, huh. Because I think I was in the optimal seat, and I think his heart, he was down to just take the next best optimal seat next to me.
Exactly.
And I really focused all my strength into my eyeballs. And like he like came down and looked at me, and I was literally like,
You manifested.
and he saw my eyes, and he was literally like, huh? Like it was, I gave him a look. I was like, and he was like, huh? And he like sadly like went back 2 rows and sat far, like on the side. I know he wanted middle shit, but I like now created this like bubble shield around me. He wasn't going to penetrate. And I just remember being like, I was like, thank God, bro. Cause being in like, in this year, like I'm, and that level of highness, I'm cool sitting here. And I also do not want anyone next to me. Someone who's like he was also bigger than me. He was huge. That's an important part. Remember the show Maniac Mansion?
Yes.
That's him.
Yeah.
Literally that guy.
Yeah.
Remember that big guy that was like a big baby?
Yep.
It was him. And I was so high that I knew I hated that and I can't have this next to me right now. But also, I'm so little brain that if he did sit next to me, I would not have moved.
Right.
I would have been like, fuck. I can't believe this is happening.
This is
to
my
me.
life now.
Yeah. There's so many things in life back then. Getting blazed when I was little, where it was just like, when I was little. I'm like 6'4". But I was like, when I was little brain.
Yeah.
I was little brain. I was like, so many scenarios I could have just been like, have you thought of not doing that?
Right.
I remember one time being like so blazed and being like to my brother and being like, listen, mom's upstairs. Mom's not supposed to be here now. What the fuck? And he's like, oh, I got an idea. And I was like, what? He's like, why don't you lie? And I was like, what? He's like, have you thought of lying to mom and dad maybe? Tell them you're not stoned? And I was like, what if she's going to know? And I'm like, he's like, she's just going to guess and say it no matter what.
Yeah, no
Even
evidence.
if you weren't, she would say that. Just lie. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. How long have you known about this? My sisters, they're like, I lie about everything.
Deny.
What's that movie? Was it The Invention of Lying with Ricky Gervais? When he like goes to pick her up on the date and she's like, sorry, I'm almost ready. I was just upstairs masturbating. And he was like, I was masturbating before I came here thinking about you. Like, it's just fucking too much.
Too much.
It's too much.
Lynch, you put in a video here of a botched assassination attempt on a Toronto lawyer fighting the tow truck industry.
So
Canada has a big tow truck?
There's big beef going down in the tow truck industry, and
the tow truck. Tow truck. This guy wants the tow truck. You hear him?
No, because I was thinking about it because I had a run in myself, not with any firearms or anything, but it was just like some guy was just he would be in some beef. I broke down on the street in Toronto. Didn't break down. I ran out of gas, and like there's a tow truck, and I like pull over. I'm like, oh man, like he looked at my car, he looked at me, and he was like, I was like, oh, can I get some gas? He's like, well. He's like, how much cash you got on you? I was like, $0. I have a credit card. He's like, sorry, bud. And just like dipped on me. He just like, just sat there with his buddies smoking a cigarette, not giving a fuck. But there is a huge tow truck, I guess.
I want to just back that up for a second.
Yeah.
Back that ass
How'd
up.
you do that?
How'd I do what?
And how often do you do that?
Do what?
Run out of gas while
It's
driving your car.
it's not, there's a lot of things that happen to make this situation happen that were, I would say, out of my control, or I took some risks that I would normally not take because I'm not the type to roll around so low on gas.
So whose fault is it?
Ultimately, it's mine. I accept responsibility. 18-year-old me would blame someone else.
Who do you want? Who would I blame if I were you and say it was their fault?
The city of Toronto and their traffic is kind of what I would say.
Traffic.
Yeah, traffic fucks me. Yeah,
No,
you know what it was? They closed down. They closed down. I had access to get to a gas station, but I made a decision between two gas stations. I made the wrong decision. I went to one, and they shut down the one access point off where I was going.
That decision, when that decision happened, you were on E.
The seeds were sown hours earlier.
How much time do you get when your tank's on E? How much you getting?
Well, that was the whole debate because now I have an exact number that tells me, but the number's a lie. The number is a
number's
guess.
always a lie.
It's a guess. It's like
the number is, I always believed, an overestimation. Oh,
you think it's an overestimation? No, it's an underestimation.
No, like
they're giving you a little extra just in case.
Yeah. They're saying like, oh, there's only 5 kilometers left. There might be 10 kilometers. Yeah.
And so, but it's hard to risk because, you got to consider the driving conditions. I was on a freeway trying to get off at my exit, which goes into like a lower part of where I go, which is like
you driving
a single lane.
From Toronto to Montreal?
No, I was driving from the restaurant. You should have got
on that highway already at that point.
Listen, Toronto's a complicated place.
Before that.
I had to do what I had to do, and I was popping neutral, and I got to
this only happened to you one time in your life, or many times?
One time. No, I'm not. Come on. You know me.
Am
I that kind of guy?
That's why I was shocked. It sounds like I'm the type of guy that would.
You are the type of guy.
No, never happened.
It was one of those.
Who gets hit with that a lot?
Uncle Harvey. Yeah, he's the type.
That happens to him often. Apparently.
You're the type, and he's the
apparently
type,
a couple months.
That's crazy.
But it's never happened to me once though.
I fill up at halfway.
You know
full
why
now.
though? You know what the thing is? Why?
You don't
Because
drive.
I'm a gamer.
What does that
You're a what?
I'm a gamer.
You're a what, Mer?
Don't do this to me. Listen, no, I'm actually, no, it's truthfully, I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
And gaming has given me quite a few skills that someone with my type of brain would have never paid attention to.
Okay.
But once it becomes gamified in a way that I can relate to, it becomes easy. So like when I have a bar that's at empty and full, once it's under halfway, I'm already like, oh shit, like, yeah, if I want to get this prepared for the next extraction, or maybe I'm done. Like before I turn off my game, I'm going to save my game. And if it's some type of game, I'm never going to save in the middle of a firefight. I'm going to go back to my base. I'm going to do all the little tidying that I need to do. Oh, you're at the base, whatever game this is, you got to tighten these bolts and, hand in this mission and pick up a new quest and trade in that. Mm-hmm. Then I save the game. Yeah. So when I pick it back up, I could go. I'm like at a quarter tank and I'm going home. I'm not like, I'll fill it up tomorrow. I'm like, oh, no. This is a save game state. I want to wake up in the morning and be at 100% fuel. So I'll handle that stuff because it's gamified. If I could see a reading constantly of my calories per day, which using MyFitnessPal works, it does help me. But if I could see it there all the time, if I ate something good and it's like, brinks, 15 grams of protein, and only I hear that and see that, that shit would fire me up. I'd be like, well, let's fucking go, dude.
Bro,
let's hit 250 grams today.
You're ready.
I need to get serious about macro tracking. I've been wanting to do it for so long, but get
serious about gaming.
I get discouraged about how I'm never going to get it like accurate, which makes me not do it at all.
Well, you could because
I think he means he looked at the back of a thing and he was like, "Who wrote this?"
Yeah, no, it's more
what
like
asshole was in there lying.
I'm trying to enter shit into MyFitnessPal, and I'm just like, it's either not exact, or I'm just like, how do I factor in? I don't have a scale right now. I don't know what's in this sauce. Like,
yeah,
man, so, I'm very good.
Scales are very low barrier. It's like $10 to buy a scale, but just anyways. Continue.
And what do I carry it around with me so I always know what I'm eating?
No, you measure. You do this. You eat very consistently, very similar things you eat all the time, and you will just know by eye what it is.
Not only that, but like if you're out and you're buying a thing, then you don't even need to worry about your macros. You're already fucking up. That's like right. If you didn't bring it with you, don't worry about the count. Just try and aim for the general vicinity, because that'll never be.
That's it.
Yeah, but the
gas.
I don't even know.
Yeah, no. Another thing, like I was talking about the other things that I've gamified. I could look at a map, a GPS, upside down or at any angle, and just like, like I remember people like will look at a map or something and they'll be like, we go up here and we go left, looking at the upside down map from where they're standing. I could look at a map and see where I am, and my like simple mapping, like at a mall. You are here. I know exactly. I could look bing, and I could like walk there, because how many times I've looked at a fucking map in these open world ass games.
Yeah.
So like all of those things are, and they sound so stupid and petty, but they are. It's not like gaming made me better at fucking or making girls come, because that didn't. But like,
I don't know,
these little things. Hot coffee mod.
No, the fucking Mortal Kombat on Genesis, the having to chop through shit.
Oh, that. You got good at dealing.
That's you get good at rubbing 3 buttons at once.
You know what's funny about the back in Mortal Kombat?
Using your t-shirt. Remember the t-shirt fucking...
Yeah, I do. There was always a guy, like a kid at school, like with the biggest lies that were so believable. He'd be like, oh yeah, Mortal Kombat on, I got it on Sega CD, and there's fuckalities. Oh, you never heard about the fuckality? It's and then they're making some shit up,
and we had no internet,
but you wanted that to be true, so you're like, I will pass this information along to my other friends. I'll let them know about this.
I'll argue with them about it.
Remember a few episodes ago when we I tried that
when
holiday
you ate a cake,
fruit cake.
You made us watch you eat a cake.
Yeah, exactly. That was terrible. And someone shout out to the person in the comments said that's who's an expert in fruitcake and knew that they don't actually put fruit on there. It's just like fake gelatinous.
I think we all kind of knew that. He was like,
guys,
it's not real fruit.
No, I
thought it'd be fruit. I saw it. It
Yeah.
looked like a little candy.
But the whole point is that I've never eaten it before. I just know I hated it before I had it. I was like,
you didn't look at it and you were like, what is this?
No.
This lime green triangular prism shape.
No. I was like, don't mix in with the terrible other things. But I discovered something else that I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, oh, she went really grossed out by this thing I had. I was eating ketchup chips, classic, very delicious, and she's like, oh,
Canada exclusive.
and she loves chips, and I'm like, who? Ketchup chips, and I was with someone else, and they're like, what's wrong with you? I thought you liked chips. Like, were you stupid? And she goes, I'm like, have you ever tried a ketchup chip? And she revealed she hasn't. I was like, oh, interesting.
Are you dating The Rock over here?
I thought it was a lie. Seriously. I was like, I remember we were trying to figure out what are other foods. And I was trying to think too, because it's like the one food I know is holiday fruitcake. Never had it, hated it forever. And now I know someone's out here not eating ketchup
How long
chips.
have you been with your wife?
Not as long as I've been with
15
her.
years.
Oh.
How the hell did she never have ketchup chips under your watch?
I'm not a big
While in your possession.
I'm not a big go to the depanneur and get chips kind of guy.
What's a depanneur?
15 years.
I'm not like, I like chips. Don't get me wrong. Chips
I'm
are
like,
there.
I'm
need
like
them.
month 2. I'm like, you ever have ketchup chips?
You're like, that's part of your opening questions, opening
Like
remarks.
that shit gets handled.
I'm always happy to have ketchup chips. I rarely buy ketchup chips, but if ketchup chips show up in they're there in front of my face, you best believe I'm about to dome the bag.
I love
That's
when
for sure.
somebody buys something that you love that you
Yes.
never buy yourself.
Love
That's
it
such a
big.
good feeling.
It really is.
And
It
that-
makes you all warm inside.
That's literally chips for me because
That's
like
how I get fucked up.
I'm good. Like I love chips, but I
Mm-hmm.
never buy chips.
Mhm.
When I go to the store, chips is never where I go with it.
Yeah, me neither.
But I love chips. Like I have nothing against snacking on chips.
I agree.
So
I
somebody
agree.
drops a bowl of chips and I eat a couple. I'm like, oh fuck, there you are.
Those are good.
You never
There
get
you
any
are.
chips at Costco?
No. It's always too big a bag. What do I need?
Yeah,
A fucking
that's
10-liter bag of chips?
I've made a deal with myself to not buy snacks at Costco because
Well, that's
I have
stupid.
no control. And that the problem is I'm cheap enough. I'm fucking. What I'm gonna say? I'm.
You what?
That's the sound of me. And
Dude,
I'm
yeah.
I'm a and the fucking price appeals to me. I'm like, that's a good deal on 2.5 kilograms of gummy bears.
You're like, oy vey, that's 3 pennies a chip.
But I can't do it, man. I'll destroy it in a fucking day.
Yeah.
Like a
Is that the first thing you go for, Harley? If you go to the corner store, are you grabbing chip? Is that a normal?
I have gone
purchase?
for a particular mission. There is something. There's something I'm going to get. Everything else is improvised. But I'm like, when I go to the corner store,
Mhm.
a very common one would be like an energy drink.
Sure.
Everything else is bonus.
Okay.
And I could walk in and it could be, so there are times I've walked into even the corner store before at Depender and like, I'll see like 12 packs of like cherry Coke Zero. And it's like 2 for $4.99. It's like some sicko sale. That's like weird.
Mm-hmm.
They like need to clear this space up or some shit. And I'll walk out with that.
Like
And that's like a
expires
weird
tomorrow?
thing to buy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or there's like some new, it's got a Modern Warfare 2 thing on it and Modern Warfare 3 is coming out. Or
My
something.
old roommate was he was a big chips guy. I realized some people, they really fuck with chips, and that's all that they go there. That's all they get. That's the
Amir
number
loves
one
chips.
thing. I'm
Amir
always
loves
thinking
chips, and
chocolate.
Amir buys. He used to buy dill pickle chips because a lot of people didn't like dill pickle.
Love dill
So
pickle chips.
when he would go and bring chips to places or whatever, less people would bother him about sharing the chips because he would have a big bag, but that's not to share. That's like how much he wants of chips tonight.
Yeah.
I love chocolate bars. It's one of my favorite things at the corner store. But like just in the last 12 years, the cost of a chocolate bar
Yeah.
is so
It's
great.
crazy.
Dude,
man.
peanut M&Ms are
like-
like $8.
But that's it.
for a
You've
bag.
just
And
done
and
the
they
two
have them
things:
half
chocolate
filled.
and nuts. Like you're killing it.
You're toast.
Like that's like a big one.
It's crazy. Used to be like the benchmark kind of used to be $1. It was like, is it under $1 or over $1? Now it's like $4 for a 60-gram fucking chocolate
Bro,
bar.
you are like 20 years later, by the way, on the dollar shit, son.
No, come on. It was
Maybe for a fucking sesame snaps or like
Those are
cheese
good,
curds
though.
in a bag.
those were like 30 cents.
And I fuck with those heavy.
Me too. I fuck with those.
Sesame Snaps is like low key a really good snack to get. if you're trying to be
I like when I
pretend
get it.
healthy.
I get like a
Pretend,
sesame snap.
yeah.
Also, sesame snap. You eat like one, and you're like, oh, it's truly heavy in my tummy now.
Yeah, you're like, I'm actually good. It's like
It's
fucking
mass.
lembas.
I gotta spend the next
mass.
hour
Yeah,
trying to get them off my
it's
teeth.
lembas bread. You're the mass of it quadruples inside of you. It's just that like that syrup mixed with your tummy acid.
the sugar
like, just,
melts and then the seeds spread.
yeah.
Such a fake healthy snack. Like, there's no way that's not good for you.
I don't
Can't
know
Oh,
if
man,
anyone's selling it as healthy.
Dude, I was eating.
It looks healthier in the way it's packaged for sure. You're like, oh, sesame and seeds.
I
Looks
was
good.
out with my parents, some relatives, and everyone's like ordering, and they love doing the like, what'd you get? We're all like sitting. You heard everyone order, but then the food comes and they're like, oh, what'd you get?
Oh, that let me have a bite. What'd you get?
No, not that. But I'm
Okay.
like, oh, I got a fried chicken sandwich, and one of my relatives was like, you're on a diet? And I was like, what? They're like, you got a chicken sandwich? I'm like, yeah, fried chicken sandwich. They're like, why are you eating healthy?
Oh,
And I was like, you think? I remember the era when my parents were like, chicken is healthier than beef. No matter what chicken you consume, it shall be better than beef. Fish is healthier than chicken. No matter what fish you consume, it will be better than chicken, which is better than beef. I can eat this fried fish sandwich. This is healthy. And,
this
like,
is my
people
sandwich.
operated like
There are
that.
many others like it, but this one is mine.
Yeah.
I do agree with you though. That is canon. That chicken is healthier than beef and fish is healthier than chicken.
I mean, like it is.
That's what they thought. No, but that's what they thought, bro.
It is, but you can't deep fry it like in.
I got
canola
some
oil.
beefs to show you, dog. I got some beefs to show you,
Yeah.
and I got some chickens to show you that'll turn your whole world upside down.
Yeah.
You'll be tripping, dude.
You're going deep in
You're
it.
saying the double down is healthier than a fucking grass-fed elk steak?
No, I'm saying in a vacuum. If you were just to rank it,
You were
all
like
the factors.
this,
Nothing's in a vacuum, bro.
Well, what I'm saying it is, and
including
in their minds
your
it is.
fucking microplastic mercury-filled fish, mercury.
That's why you got to eat small fish. You got to eat like
Meat.
little tiny fish, not tuna. You know, I always
Tiny
ate tuna
fish.
thinking tuna was tiny. and I'm like,
Tiny
Bro,
fish.
you see a tuna, you're like, oh shit, tunas are fucking huge, and that's where they absorb all the mercury.
Fucked my life up like way too late in life.
Yeah, I did not realize.
Way too late in life. I was like, that's how big a tuna is?
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
you only give us that much in the can?
exactly.
What's
Nah,
up with
bro.
that?
You owe me a lot more tuna, bro.
You got to eat more sardines. You know, less.
What's
mercury in
crazy is people are like, I don't like tuna. And you're like, oh, really? You don't like tuna? How would you know? You haven't even had one tuna.
Yeah.
That's
You literally
true.
haven't even had
Yeah.
one tuna. How could you know you don't like tuna?
Yeah,
Finish
Fair
your
enough.
tuna.
for real.
Okay, I hope no one jacks this, but good thing, well, bad thing that not a lot of people listen all the way. But that's a sick episode. Eating just a whole tuna.
Oh,
I know
what,
it costs
an
like
epic meal,
$8,000.
one tuna?
No. You have your chef
Yeah,
friend in
yeah.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never
No.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But eat
No?
a whole tuna. That's expensive.
That is expensive and sounds disgusting.
But you know who would pay for it? Stofers.
No, Stouffer's is making shorts with fish pockets.
They
Yeah.
support genocide,
Oceans.
bro.
What's Oceans
support
Tuna's
genocide,
merch?
bro.
They're
What's
making
Oceans Tuna's merch? You think? What are they dropping?
a
Like what?
highliner.
Like what are they hitting you with? Like a cold.
They're hitting
pack
you with
sweater?
a fishnet vest.
That's
A
yeah.
gold can with cologne in it.
Oceans should be
Fishnet
doing a lot
vest,
more
bro.
with their
It's
marketing.
always something you want a little bit.
A little bit. We should
It's
just
always
be,
something like, oh, I want that.
we should just be pitching all these brands. Like we'll start following them, be like, I got a really good merch idea for you. Because look what Stouffer's did. They made a pair of shorts with a hot pocket in it. So sick. You could make fishnet jumpsuit with a pocket for your tuna.
No, free my boy fishnet jumpsuit.
Yeah, that's not stupid.
There was this. I remember it. Speaking of Ontario, I remember this.
Speaking of Ontario, 2 hours ago off the
Speaking about-
podcast.
Speaking
know
about
what?
Black Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
about me being
That'd
a
be a sick movie, Black Mandem. That's pretty cool.
It's the sound of me
especially
reaching
if
for my wallet.
everyone here knows what means. So like that'd be pretty cool merch. No, it wouldn't. You're fucked up, bro. So, anyways, this Asian girl
named
in Toronto, which means it could be like any city outside of Toronto. But I remember seeing this on like I got caught up on this Canadian crime thing. Like I was watching these Canadian what was it called? The
Tow
channel.
truckers?
No, the channel was
I know what you're talking about.
Crime investigation.
No,
whatever.
he's thinking about the CBC.
yeah, the
what do you
guy's
call
got
it?
the most Canadian.
Fifth Estate.
Fifth Estate.
Yeah, Fifth Estate.
And the
By the
guy's
way,
like-
Fifth Estate, I fuck with it. It's
Yeah,
good.
he's always like,
all those CBC shows are good.
Well,
he's like,
relax,
and he's
calm
always
down.
like,
Not all
well,
of
as it turns out, she wouldn't be going to school at the end of the day anyways.
it. Yeah.
Turns out that she is going to be doing other things.
Yeah.
And it just sounds super
The most
Canadian,
Canadian Dateline you've ever watched in your
but- yeah,
life.
yeah, better though.
Definitely.
This girl, she was just, I think this can relate, like Jewish parents can be like this, or but just like those parents that really demand a lot from you, like they expect a lot. And this girl, she she was just like good at school at some point, and she was going to be a pharmacist. And I guess at one point she, while in high school, started seeing this dude, and her parents did not approve. So they were like, yeah,
I've seen this one.
yeah, you can't date this guy. So she started seeing him secretly and not going to school. And then like when her grades were going to come in and they were going to see that she's not been going to school and been doing bad, rather than like face her parents and be like, yeah, I love this guy. Okay, I didn't go to school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do what you want me to do, mom and dad. Instead, she got her boyfriend and his friends to go in the house and like a home invasion and like tie her up and kill her parents.
Yeah. I can't listen to this.
Yeah. And then they killed her parents. What, bro? You scared your daughter's going to kill you?
I mean,
Why don't you be a good dad then?
I
Don't
am.
worry about it.
I am, but I'm a little concerned.
We'll see. We'll see, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see when she's of age to get you fucking send a hit out.
I hope I see you on the Fifth Estate. Be like, you know what? We talked about this many years ago. Binge Eater episode 65.
Bro, you'll see me on the
Are we
Sixth
at
Estate. I'll be like, we
65?
did that last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this girl, so she ended up doing that, and the guys came and like killed her parents, and then she went to the police and was like, I don't know what happened. But then her dad didn't die,
Oh.
and he was like, yeah, I heard them talking. They know each other, and
That's
imagine
just, like,
being
the betrayal is
the
just-
dad, and
oh.
like it's just like your daughter got like your wife killed, and now she's locked up in prison, and you're just like, well, guess I'll start a Hinge profile.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, guess I'll fucking.
What's
finally
worse
get
is that you probably-
porch swing I always wanted.
You probably still talk to the child. Like, he probably like visits her. If you think likely. You would bet.
That'd be the craziest thing is he goes to like prison and he has like maybe she's doing like a good behavior thing like schooling and he's got her grades. And he's like, you're not doing well in prison school either.
Imagine this. Imagine it's a little less obvious, but it seems like all the evidence is pointing in the direction of your father having done something, like, I don't know, unalive someone or whatever it may be. And like all the evidence point there, but it's like unclear. And then they end up getting charged, but it's not, there's no smoking gun. There's no like clear cut DNA. There's nothing. It's just kind of like all, witness stuff, whatever. And what do you do? Like, do you ride with Alan? Or are you going to be like, nah, I don't know, bro. Or like, what do you do? Cause you don't actually have a smoking gun. It's just circumstantial evidence can get you.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean that like people get charged with stuff. Like say something happens, right? Between your parents or whatever, your dad and someone else. Your dad and someone else.
Mom.
No, your dad and someone else, right? And
My
there's
dad
no
kills the neighbor?
clear evidence. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's no clear evidence, but there's a circumstantial case which happens
My
all the
dad
time.
picked a girl up from high school who I don't even, apparently he said it's his customer's daughter. I don't know. That's weird. Her body was found in the forest that same day. And I'm
No
like,
DNA.
Dad, what the fuck's going on?
And he's like,
You think I would do that?
never. Well, it's
He's
like,
I
okay,
literally
here's a good example.
It's like, but why? Who's this person that was in your car? Why are you giving a high school girl a lift?
Okay, so I think the spirit of your question was, if you know someone very well,
Yes.
and like you have a reason to suspect that they're the murderer, but
And
you don't have the absolute proof, how much will you allow that like possibility that they did it or didn't do it to live in your head kind of thing?
Yeah,
It's like,
kind of
which way
like
do you lean?
to maintain
Oh, they're
the
not
relationship.
locked up. They're not locked up.
No,
No,
no.
it's like, you know,
You can go to jail without having.
somebody ends up dead and you're the prime suspect, but in the end you get off because they can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that
Better
it was
believe
you.
I'm going to get off.
I just did. Yeah, so they can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it's you. Do Lynch and I like discuss this behind your back and be like, so did he do it? Do we believe you?
Yeah. Like, do we continue the
Isn't
podcast? Are we doing episode 80? Like,
Isn't
what's
this
happening?
basically the dilemma on right now?
Whoa. What?
Just no one except us. Follow your heart.